Hi everyone, hope you're doing amazing today. We're doing really well, thank you. My name is Carolina Fonseca Jimenez. I focus on doing children's books that promote love, unity, and peace. And as you know, we also interpret dreams. The reason that we do that is because when we interpret our dreams, we are connecting with our subconscious. And when we share them with other people, we connect with one another on a more profound level. So guys, this video is all about wrapping up 2019 and getting ready for 2020. We've got a very important topic today, okay? And that is the intentions that we have whenever we're doing anything in our life, any kind of goal, any kind of wish, all of that, right? But we're talking about the intentions that underlie all of those. But before we get into that, let's wrap up 2019 real quick and just do a recap of what we've been doing. So guys, in 2019, we did a really good job in actually remembering our dreams, okay? Many of you at first were like, why is she talking about dreams? What is the importance of this, right? But as you were patient with me, as I started kind of showing you what I've been doing since I was very little about keeping my dream journal, remembering my dreams, and knowing that this is literally a conversation with our subconscious, you got on board, you got your little journal, so thank you. It's been amazing. So after we've been writing down our dreams, we've also been understanding that our emotions and our feelings are what really guide us in this dream world. Just like these emotions and these feelings guide us in our waking life, they guide us in the dream world, and that is the secret and the key really to your particular dream language, because as you know, we all have a different dream language, right? There may be some similarities along the way, but as you know, I am a different individual than you are. We come from a different culture. We come from a different background. They're both amazing, but they are different, right? So that is why we each have a very particular dream language. So it's been really great kind of helping each other understand our dream language. That has been an absolute pleasure for me. Now, after we've been interpreting and understanding what our dream is trying to tell us, the next step that we always talk about is, what am I going to do in my waking state about the information that I have now, right? Because it's not just enough that we interpret our dream and we can kind of see what's going on at that subconscious level. The next step is, what am I going to do about it in my waking life? Especially if it's a dream that's kind of a red flag dream, letting you know that there need to be some changes in your life. You need to grow as a person. The next step is, what are you going to do about it in your waking life, right? And now guys, this brings us to the topic of today's video, and that is, whenever we're trying to change anything or do anything in our waking life, let's say we have a new goal, we have a new wish, etc., whatever it is, right? The next step is asking ourselves, what is my underlying intention? Okay, because your intention is everything. Remember guys, anything that you put out into the universe will come back to you, okay? And this is not like something to be fearful of. Like people always talk about, oh, I've got good karma, I've got bad karma. That's great and all, but really it's even faster than that, right? It works even quicker. It's like the intentions that I have whenever I'm doing anything, that same energy, that same intention that I give out is going to come back to me, only because it has to. It's not like it's bad. It's just like recycling, right? You recycle the energy that you give. Kind of like in our last video, do you remember we talked about making a wish list for 2020 out of anxious and fearful energy? Whatever we wish with that fearful energy will come back in that same state. So we won't ever really be happy because it all comes out of this fearful state, right? But if instead we move over to our loving energy and create a list out of that, make wishes out of here and desires, then that is what comes back to us, right? And now taking it a step further from here, what is the underlying intention? Because have you ever noticed, like, have you ever been in a loving state where you're like, yeah, I'm feeling pretty good, I'm kind of in tune with myself, and I'm going to make this wish about whatever, right? I want this to happen, I want that to happen. What is the intention underneath it? Because if you understand that the intention that you give, if the intention comes out of a place of true love, it will be for the betterment of yourself, for the betterment of humanity, for the betterment of your family, that kind of thing, right? But if the underlying intention is, because I want to make that person look bad, or I want to look better than this group over here. If our intention is that is almost a red flag to you, letting you know, hey, I'm working towards loving energy, but I'm not fully there. Because a person in truly, truly loving energy will not have that kind of intention, right? The intention of that kind won't be here. It can't exist whenever you're in full loving energy, because you just want everyone else to do well, to grow with you, right? So guys, the intention is incredibly important. I'll give you an example. The holiday seasons bring out the best in all of us, right? We are more giving. We want to help families. We want to just help our community, our neighbors, whatever. Okay, we all want to help. But have you ever been in a situation where you give, let's say you give funds or you give food or you give whatever, right? You give your services and you give it But you don't give it because you really want to, but you give it because everyone else is really, like, kind of, everyone else gave, everyone else put their time in. I probably should too. You do it out of pure obligation and almost like they did it, so they have to see that I've done it too. Okay, have you ever done that? I think we've all kind of at one point or another have done that, right? At some point or another, we have all done that. And the underlying intention is not one of love, unity, or peace. So guess what? Whenever you help someone out of that state, out of that energy, we're not really helping, right? It's literally just like a Band-Aid fix. So remembering that the intention that you have underneath any desire, underneath any wish, any kind of help or service you give other people is super, super important. Because remember, if you operate out of a place, out of your intentions being, I want to just do this because others are doing it. I want to do this so that I can be better than this person because I'm coming out of a competitive state. That is really just the ego talking, right? That is not your loving, pure self. That is not your pure energy. That is more over here on this side, closer to anxiety and closer to fear. But remember, whenever we're trying to get to loving energy, some of the time it can be a little bit difficult to know, am I 100% in my loving state, right? And the way that you know that you're in your loving state is asking yourself that next question: what is my intention with this? I want to do this project. What is my intention with this project? Is it because I want to help my community? Is it because I want to raise funds to help that particular family that I know is in need and I can connect with because I've been there before, right? If you come out of a place like that, then you know you're in pure loving energy. And then you know that anything you do out of here will come back to you with that same love, with that same sincerity, with that same just wonderfulness, right? So guys, this year for 2020, let's do this an extra step further. Instead of just interpreting our dreams and saying, what am I going to do about it in our waking life? Let's go even deeper than that and say, what are my intentions underneath this? What do I hope to accomplish with this? Because that's how you really get to know yourself, and that's how you really get to know, am I operating out of a pure loving state? And I'll tell you guys, it's really interesting. You should try it, because when I've done it a couple times, I start being in this loving energy, and I start thinking of the things that I want for 2020 or for, next month or anything like that. And then I've asked myself, why do I want this? And if it comes out of a place that isn't pure loving energy, even when I get it, it doesn't make me happy. It doesn't make me as happy. It just lasts for just a little bit, right? But the point to this is simply to understand that the intention underneath it is what drives us. So even if you do help that particular family in need, but you're helping them because you feel that others kind of are obligating you to do it, if you come out of that intention, that's all you're going to get back, right? You're not going to get that same kind of sincerity and loving energy if you were to do it the other way. So guys, this year, let's try to focus on that. Let's really focus on, yes, interpreting our dreams, understanding what they're trying to tell us, but then when we start doing something about these things, let's ask ourselves, what is our intention? Because remember that the universe will respond to you in whatever energy you give it. So if you respond in a form that's insincere to yourself, that is in competition with other people, that is coming out of that ego self, that is exactly what you're going to get back. And a lot of the time we ask ourselves, we're like, why did this happen to me? Why is my situation turning out in such a way? Have we ever stopped to ask ourselves, what was our intention going into this? Because if our intention is one of growth and of love, that is what will be coming back to you. Remember that we all can help create our particular universe, our particular world. But the best way to be able to build that and to create within your waking life is to come out of pure, loving intentions. And the only way that we can do that is by practicing. So let's practice that this week, guys. And as you know, please continue to send your dreams. I've been responding to most of them via Messenger and WhatsApp. So now is a good time to send them, since I've kind of gotten through all of them at this point. But guys, 2020 is going to be absolutely amazing. Let's remember to act out of pure love. Let's remember that whenever we have an intention that isn't out of loving energy, we can automatically flag it, so that way we can work our way towards more loving energy. I send you love, unity, and peace, guys. We will be in contact. Bye.